So the whole Henry Cavill thing, I was super pissed with. But, but in James Gunn's defense, I don't blame James Gunn for any of this. I saw that a lot of people were like hating on James Gunn for not including Henry Cavill into this, and even like to the point where James Gunn had to release like a statement where he was like, "Hey guys, I've never felt like." I mean, James Gunn has been in like some crazy criticism. He's been fired and rehired and all this crazy shit. But this was the one time where it felt like he got so much like fan vitriol, where he was like actually hurt, and he released a statement where like, hey guys, I never expected so many fans to like be this pissed, but you know, we're just gonna keep on carrying on with our vision, and we're not gonna like listen to fans that much to the point where they're just pissed about some like one aspect, but we're trying to build the whole universe. And but you know, like I love James Gunn, and we talked about this in the news pod that we did about James Gunn, but I'll just briefly highlight some of the things I said about James Gunn then as well, where it was like everything he's done, it's been amazing, especially when it comes to superheroes. Super was awesome, obviously, but like the Guardians movies was obviously awesome. Everybody loved that, and I didn't even expect it, but the Suicide Squad movie is probably my favorite DCEU movie. Where, I mean, I have a soft spot for the whole Snyderverse, but James Gunn has now consistently been able to make like amazing stories with like amazing characters, and he's like, he makes you feel like a lot of emotion for like and like care for random ass obscure characters that you never thought you would care for, and I think that's awesome. Like I was like the whole Suicide Squad movie, like from beginning to end, it was like I was amazed by how he took like such random ass characters, and he made me care like about all of them by the end of it, and it was amazing. So I was super happy with not like with him not just being hired to like make another movie for DC, but being in charge of the entire vision, like how to plan it and like all these movies, and how to get different directors to buy into all this stuff the way Marvel has done. And also like you can always tell that he's never cynical about any of this. He has great respect for all these characters, and I think the way he's gone about random characters, I think he's gonna give way more respect to like the central characters like Superman and Batman. And I think he talked about how their plans are, I think he's writing it, but I think their plans are to start with like a younger Superman and to like move forward from there. So obviously it makes sense to not have Henry Cavill. I mean, Henry Cavill looks awesome, but like he is 39 years old, and I don't know, maybe they could include him in the future in like some kind of multiverse situation, but it does make sense for them to not have him, because let's be real, it's not just Henry Cavill that they would have to include. If they include Henry Cavill, they would also have to include, like, there's so much baggage that comes along with it, where all the storylines that he's been in so far would have to be included, or like they would have to be referenced in some manner, like the Joker, Wonder Woman, Lex Luthor. So I don't know, it makes sense for them to just say, hey, you know what, we're just gonna scrap everything, and we're just gonna start fresh, and this is no longer the DCEU, this is gonna be the DCU timeline, and this is gonna be our thing. And also just a quick shout out to Mawata K, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. We had a great conversation on I think it was a James Gunn highlight, where he perfectly highlighted what fans of the DC universe want best from him, and I'll show the quote, but I'll read it out as it is as well. And he wrote, "Our hope is that Gunn will bring a coherent plan to the shared universe, but also he won't mold every film in his image." And I think that's like the best way to say that. So I'm glad to see where he goes with all this, but I do not want to see fucking Superboy, Adventures of Superboy. If you're gonna do a younger Superman, let's not make him like 16, 20-year-old Superman. Let's just have him be like 25-year-old Superman, where we can get into. I think we've done enough origins. I mean, we've gotten like 40 seasons of Smallville, and it was good, but no, okay. I think it's time to just get into just a good Superman story with a fully realized, hopeful Superman. I think it'll be cool to just have like a regular, comic book adaptation of a really good Superman story. That's all I want from him. But other than that, just let's not make him like a kid. That's all I don't want. Even if you want to like tap into his origins because it's a new Superman, you can do it a little bit here and there. But let's just do like an established Superman who maybe is new to Metropolis and meets Lex Luthor. Maybe have Metallo in it, or like, I don't know, Bizarro, I'm guessing might be later on. But yeah, man, that's about it for Henry Cavill, James Gunn. Just a small message to DC Warners. Stop, please. I mean, you tried to catch up to Marvel. It's now too late. Like, Marvel planned out their shit, but there's like little small movies that sucked in the middle, and it didn't matter because they had their plan for the big thing, which is what I remember DC and Warner's having with Zack Snyder. I mean, I remember I think Kevin Smith spoke about this after the Justice League, that Justice League, the first Justice League, was supposed to be the first of a Justice League trilogy that Zack Snyder would continue with. So he would do like a trilogy of the Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League Part 1 it was supposed to be, and then it would go on into a trilogy of Justice League with, I think, Darkseid winning in the middle and all that stuff. And I think he saw like Jim Lee, the comic book artist, had already storyboarded all that stuff, and he had seen it.
They saw Jim Lee breakdown boards for all 3 Justice League movies. First movie, the fucking boom tube opened up, and they saw Darkseid, and Darkseid saw them. Justice League 2 was going cosmic as they take the fight to Apocalypse. The third movie was 2 ends poorly, like Empire Strikes Back or Infinity War. So they go to space and get fucking defeated, and Darkseid goes to Earth and levels it. So the vision that Batman had in Batman v Superman, where he saw the fucking scorched earth and
parademons and all that shit,
that was going to be the entire third movie. The hero's last stand against Darkseid and the forces of Apocalypse.
Holy fuck.
I really feel like, hearing what I heard, we might have missed something. Might have missed something big. There was a vision. It was planned out. They had a beat where he saw it. Like, Jim Lee drew it out. And that was an epic vision.
But, they were like, look, I was there for it. It was like powerful stuff.
And it's just so weird that they would have all these plans, and it's understandable that you may not want to go in that direction at some point, but every single thing that they did right after Batman v Superman, it was like fan reaction. It was everything like, oh, fans hated it, so we gotta panic, and now we're gonna totally edit Suicide Squad, and then we're gonna totally do this, and then we're gonna completely change the tone of Justice League, and then we're gonna scrap this, and then we're gonna try this, and then we're gonna try that. And it's like, why not just stick to your guns? We don't have to scrap everything, and we don't have to make fans completely confused with this whole, like, what are we even supposed to relate, like, what are we even supposed to get attached to anymore? It's been 10 years that we've all been just like watching and waiting, and it's just been like a complete shit show, like where DC's just every single time have just like try to stop things in its track and like course correct midway and retcon things, and rather than just stick to a plan and then try to maybe zig a little bit and a zag a little bit. But they've just like had such bad panic reactions where it's just turned into a complete jumbled mess.
Not impressed.
And now, speaking of a jumbled mess, let's just quickly, I just want to quickly get into the DC timeline, which is the weirdest, the most confusing timeline to follow.